So the first time I kind of became aware of mental illness, it was definitely in middle school, I believe, or maybe early high school. There were about 2 people back to back in my friend circle who had committed suicide within like a couple years of each other, maybe a year, less than a year. And one of them was one of my friends who I went to middle school with. He ended his life actually at high school. So that was pretty hard for a lot of us that were in his friend group. And then there was another guy who was one of my friends from middle school. Her like sort of baby daddy situation. He ended his life. So yeah, that's kind of when I was really young, and it really opened my eyes to what it means, especially for the aftermath of your friends and family having to deal with something like that. And both of those people were minorities. One, young black male. Sometimes it can be relevant to say bisexual. At the time, I think that was a hot issue, especially in the city where I grew up, and being supportive of that. And the black community wasn't always there. And then the other gentleman was Latino. And I think, I don't know a lot about that community being as supportive of mental illness either. So it's hard to open up. And then for me personally, to be honest about it, I haven't told a lot of people this, but I had suicidal thoughts, and was really close to needing help in high school, my senior year. And it was really hard, I think, because you don't like to admit it or talk to people about it. I think a lot of us have facades that we need to keep up, whether it's on the streets or in your friend group, or even there's family, I think, that don't believe mental illness is a real thing or think it's relevant. But yeah, I think what happens is people, at least for me, and I've still dealt with this, of like feeling like I don't have time to be sad, or I don't, if I have to go to school, or if I have to go to work, if I have to get something done, it almost feels like it's irrelevant, that your feelings aren't valid. But once I started to learn that, like, even some of those abilities that I had, being an artist was fueled by my anxiety or my depression. And some of those qualities sometimes are even useful to people that are creative, or people that have those artistic outlets. If you can learn to channel that and to use it, use that anger. Like, I used to write a lot and draw, and I still do those types of things. But I think people don't learn about it as a real thing. I think people think it's made up, because you can see pain when you get hit or burned or stabbed or shot, but people don't associate it with emotional pain. So I think if people were just educated about it more, especially young people, even older people in our community too, just need to be taught that it's real and it's treatable.